Hi, everyone. I hope everyone has been having a good and eventful week. I just wanted to stop through and kind of do a recap and thanking everyone for the last 2 weekends for our event, Cupcakes, Cocktails, and Conversations. This is our annual sex education event for minority women. And this year we did something different with having two parts. The first part talking about general sex education, and then the second part definitely talking about um, the intersection of sex, religion, pleasure, especially among us as minority women. And so it was just a fabulous event, and I want to take the time to stop through and thank our host, um, our hostess, I'm sorry, Miss Adira Rogers, the trendy socialite, for continuing to always be available and to be a wonderful host. And then, two, I want to thank Dr. Charlotte Blumel, Dr. Shantae Elbert, who's the co-owners of Sister Wells, for once again always showing up and showing out. Dr. Tanya Bass, Miss Alicia Andrews, Miss Malika O'Neill, who's our sex therapist, and also our resident nurse practitioner who comes through, who also provides us with some well needed medical education for many minority issues that is faced by minority women. So thank you, Nicole. And then I would be remiss not to talk about our two new panelists that we've had this year. Thank you, Miss Victoria, and thank you to Miss Nikki Brown, aka the Coochie Coach, for stopping through. Just want to take a moment to just sing you all's praises, and we'll be sharing some feedback received from some of our attendees. But I wanted to stop through and have a conversation right quick as a follow up of Cupcakes, Cocktails, and Conversations. So for this past week, I've seen a reoccurring theme in the clients I've seen in my private practice, men and women, all minority, who have we've been discussing relationships, and not just a simple, black and white relationship issues like communication, but something a little bit more deeper. And the common theme that I've heard was that many of my clients were feeling obligated to stay in these relationships that was unfulfilling in different ways, whether it was intimacy, overall intimacy, whether it was sexual intimacy, but particularly sexual intimacy, meaning that their needs were not getting met. And I asked the client, well, what's making you stay? And the common theme was, I feel obligated. Now, they didn't say the word obligated. Instead, they chose words or sentences such as, they were there for me in one of the roughest times in my life. They gave me a place to stay. Um, they helped me to, when I was building myself back up or picking up from a rough time, whether it was employment or loss of a parent or a sibling or someone close to them. They helped them out and was supportive. And it made me think, are we actually thanking people with allegiance and obligation to remain in these types of relationships for just being good people? For being a good person who may go above and beyond the norm, for being a good person who's willing to sacrifice in order to help you. And I had to sit and think about that and share with my clients. So the choice to not put your needs first is superseded by the thought that you need to remain and stay based off what this person has done for you, even if it is the basics, even if it may have been above and beyond the norm. And we just had to process that and definitely get to the root of it, which is not up on a Dr. Sheree's watch. Are we staying in a relationship under obligation? Are we staying in a relationship because someone did above and beyond for you? But most importantly, in the types of clients that we deal with in our practice, are we staying because it's the first time in probably forever or a long time that someone has sacrificed for you without it being contingent on what you can do for them? We're not doing that in 2022. I said, it's okay to thank them. Thank you for all you've done for me. And tell them that your therapist said thank you for going above and beyond and doing sometimes more than my parents, doing more than my siblings, doing more for the people that I cared the most about. We thank you. Thank you. Truly appreciative. And so I left my clients with this question, and I'm not going to be on here long tonight because I'm heading out, done with sessions for the night. But I left them with this infamous quote said by my grandmother, Maxine, and AKA known as Maxie Pad, missed that woman to death. She told me this statement when I was in 11th grade dealing with some friendship issues and was questioning the allegiance and why people was doing this to, to me as far as people I had considered a friend. And she said, baby, she said, people will always be in and out your life. But if you always remember this, she said, you would never have to question the legitimacy of why people remain and don't. She said, people remain in your life for a reason, season, lifetime, or lesson. I'm going to say that one more time. People remain in your life for a reason, season, lifetime, or lesson. And I shared this with my clients, asking them, what categories are you placing people that you care about, people that you're sexually intimate with, people that you're in a relationship with, whatever title that you want to attach to this person or persons, what category are you putting them in? Because if we're tying it back to this infamous word of obligation, most of them are trying to put them into the lifetime pocket. And some of them are not deserving. Some of them do not meet all the needs that you need to be sustainable and to be healthy, happy, and whole. So the homework that I gave to my clients is, we're not going to be putting people into the lifetime category because of obligation of what they've done for you, even if it was above and beyond. So now I pose the question and share the quote with you. If people are in our lives for a reason, season, lifetime, or lesson, how can we use that to honor our needs, to be okay with giving ourselves permission to be selfish, to acquire our needs in a healthy way, but also to communicate our needs to our partners if you're unhappy and unwell? So I'll leave you with some food for thought. And so moving forward, we're going to be having some very thought-provoking conversations that won't be long. So tonight's the first one where we're going to be having some chats, where we're going to be having some discussions to follow up and talking about relationships and sex education. And also this intersection of how it is related to trauma, related to our past experience, related to religion and faith in the church. And so we're going to talk about everything in between and above. And so I'm hoping that tonight's conversation, though brief, has left you with some good food for thought. Where are you placing people in your life? And it doesn't even have to be sexual. This can also be with monogamous friendships. Because some of us are holding on to friends that we've known since elementary school, middle school, and high school, and we've outgrown them. But because that's all that we've known, and because they've been around since fill in the blank, they also continue to have access to us. So we got some growing to do. So again, welcome to our chats. Welcome to Sister Wells. As we often say in our practice, welcome to the well. You can come and draw out whatever you need from this conversation. And we hope that it will be nourishing to you as you make these changes to be happy, healthy, and whole. Have a good one, everyone.